So what we want is actually account for the material that is in there and remove the water outside. So it's very important. So this section is called the dislining and screening stage. So dislining and screening was basically introduced because of the material that we found. So what we found was that Rutile is basically found at the size of 100 micrometer to 45 micrometer. So as I'm speaking micrometer, those are numbers that are not very visible by the eye. So what we want to actually achieve at this stage is actually remove that 600 micrometer to 45 micrometer so that we can actually get our Rutile. So what we are doing here is basically using the screens and just water. So these are what the screens look like. Basically, this is a 5mm screen. That's a 2mm screen. That's a 600 micron screen, and that's a 45 micron screen. So our Rutile will be trapped in between these things. What you got over there comes right there. What will be produced will be something like but the Rutile is not really. We've done the first part of separating the part. So for us to actually remove the Rutile and actually visualize the Rutile, we have to take this to the next step. So what we need to do right now is to take these samples, take them to the oven so that they can be dried. After drying, they have to be weighed because in science everything has to be accounted for. So we actually want to remove the water so that we have to account for how much does this weigh, how much does this weigh. Because also these things are very important because they help us relate to what the mineral is. So you just follow me.
Your friends amene ajambula ifoti light yako ndimapanga nde uzikhala usaidi kumene anzako sajambulako.
Okay.
Sorry.
So you can see just has to make a cut. He does this several times until he gets a very clear sample. Also for quality control, we're taking our samples to the SRF machine just to make sure that there are no losses. So this basically checking things once more. So then from here, we have two samples and the lightning. So most projects we check the evidence by drying, and then we also weigh them. So that sample will look something like
Can I shoot? Can I shoot? Thank you so much.
so this sample will now proceed to the
Ambuyanga.
Bueno, direct.
So whatever is in the magnet, we have to check with the magnet, not the magnet because it's not magnetic. You simply just go straight. Comes down there, collect it, and display. So at this end, you can say that he's separating a window from other materials. So what that will look like, will look something like, right, will look something like that. So this is an unmagnetic sample, and that's a magnetic sample. So this is where the humanize and the magnetite is. This is where the humanize. So then with the everything else, they have to weigh the sample. But we could say we've actually done the quantity part. So right, this is how much non-magnetic material is. But what we want to do is we actually want to use a machine which is called the XRF machine. This machine actually tells us how much titanium oxide is in the sample. So if we take the weights from here and also the XRF readings that are coming from the machine, we are able to now come up and say, all right, this is how much meter has been done. So we are able to show the mineralization. Is it even longer than prior before that? So this whole process will take several months to go to an external lab. Because now you look at the logistics part to send the sample for them to actually spot the thing and say, all right, okay, you can analyze the samples. So we can automatically do that here in-house quickly because we can actually process 60 samples on a day. So we can automatically do that and actually be able to say, right, this mineralization is not going to get to this stage and then move on. Alright.
You also process other samples other than Congo and through the system.
Specifically, this system has been set by looking at Rutile. So we don't really process other samples, but mainly Rutile. So
Is the process different from other labs?
it's when you send to an external lab, they still do the same process.
Like the size of the machinery. Because this is just maybe 5 and then they say they have the machinery size that I have. Yeah. So you can have that. They have it's like that different in terms of the sizes. But otherwise the